everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so honored to be here this evening being your host. My name is Suzanne Ingeman, and I'm hosting the North American Leadership Academy meeting. This is a weekly live stream meeting that we have every Thursday at this very time, and it's to help our RAIN associates learn about the products, about the business, and the tools and how to present them. And if you were invited here by an associate and have not yet joined RAIN, this is just a perfect time for you to peek behind the curtains and kind of see what's going on in RAIN, get to know some of our leaders, learn, hear from testimonials, and see the kind of support and the kind of training that you too will receive. It is world-class training and support. You're going to be very happy by the end of this meeting. I want to tell you just a little bit about myself. I usually am not in front. My husband and I have been in the business for a while, but I've always kind of been a little bit behind the scenes, supporting and helping and reminding him of meetings and of Zooms. But I myself have not been out front. So I'm a little out of my comfort zone, but this is the year to do it. 2025, let's all step into our power. So that's what I'm doing tonight. When I was 17 years old, I had an opportunity to go to New York City to be an actress and to be a model. Now, that very first summer that I was in New York, I did my very first TV commercial. And I learned very quickly about the concept of residual income and leverage. I did many commercials over many years. It was a long time ago, but it was a fun job. It was very rewarding. But one of them actually ran on national television, and that was the dark ages when we had three channels, only three channels, no streaming. And it ran for 14 years. And I got paid for every day that it ran those 14 years. So I worked one afternoon and got paid for 14 years. And you'll be surprised, but even to this day, over 40 years later, I still get those residual payments in the mail every quarter. So that is the power of leverage is going to be discussed tonight, and so many other. We're going to talk about products, we're going to talk about tools, leadership. We're so happy you're here, and we're so happy that you've joined us. So when Paul and I were first introduced to RAIN, the residual income model made sense, and it ended up being a perfect fit for us. We love the products, and we love the RAIN's business model, which is helping us realize our personal dreams, and in turn helping us help others make their dreams come true as well. We're getting healthy while enjoying time and financial freedom in a legacy company, building a legacy business. Well, I'm very happy to have some fantastic leaders here tonight. And first up is our good friend, Debbie Grisey. We're so happy to have you, Debbie. She's going to be doing a product presentation on one of our star products and one of my personal favorites, Pure. So take it away, Debbie.
Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to get my screen shared. And okay, so we're talking about Pure, which is a seed-sourced nutrition product. All our products are seed-sourced. So what is seed-sourced nutrition? It's nutritional supplements, no drugs, no medicines, just all natural vegan food supplements, all made from seeds. So why are they made from seeds? Well, because seeds are 20 to 30 times the potency, the nutrients, the purity than anything that it grows into. Like take an apple seed, for instance. An apple seed, this tiny little apple seed, grows into this huge apple tree. So RAIN International Company, with their doctors, scientists, and researchers, came up with this concept, seed nutrition. Seed nutrition, this is the product I'm going to speaking about tonight. It's called Pure. Okay, I have to get this put down somewhere so I could see the words. Sorry. Okay, so Pure is your digestive tract, greatly impacts your immune health, your mental health, and your mood. Sorry. You need good bacteria living in your microbiome. So you might be thinking, what's a microbiome? Well, microbiome is body full of trillions and trillions of bacteria, viruses, and fungi. They are collectively known as the microbiome. With some bacteria are associated with disease and others are actually extremely important for your immune system, your heart, weight, and many other aspects of your health. A lot of people, including me sometimes, eat refined, processed, and sugar-laden foods, and that feeds bad bacteria into your microbiome. So how do you know if you have a healthy gut or not? Well, unhealthy gut has indigestion, diarrhea or constipation, leaky gut, bloating, gas, lactose intolerance are all signs of a unhealthy gut. Pure is a powerful probiotic and prebiotic formula made from seeds. So what are the key ingredients? Well, prebiotics, natural food for the probiotics. Probiotics aids in digestion, decreases symptoms of inflammation, and promotes overall good health. Inulin acts as a fibrous prebiotic to feed probiotics. Pumpkin seed oil supports and soothes your digestive tract. Watermelon seed provides dietary fiber, beneficial fatty acid to profile and nourish the gut. And of course, there's flaxseed oil, an anti-inflammatory that benefits and supports a calm gut. And it improves healthy gut flora. So you might say, what is gut flora? Well, gut flora is the microorganism, including bacteria, fungi, viruses, and archaea that live in digestive tracts in animals. In human beings, it's in the gut of the human microbiome. So it helps reduce the symptoms of indigestion and lactose intolerance, enables enhanced nutrition absorption. It helps manage bloating and gas, and helps reduce symptoms of inflammation in the gastrointestinal tract, aids in digestion. And I want to say that one of the reasons why I love this product is for many, many years I had acid reflux. And I don't know if you know anything about that, but the pills you have to take, the prescription pills you have to take, are not good for your body. But when you have acid reflux, you don't have a choice. Either you take the bad pills that you're prescribed, or you get burning sensation up to your throat and you feel like your whole body's on fire. When I started taking Pure, I noticed a difference right away. And literally 4 months I've been on this product. And for at least 3 of these months, I have had 0 acid reflux. How I know that is because my husband passed away a few months ago, and I kept forgetting to re-up the prescription. That's when my products came in, and voila, no more acid reflux. And I'm very excited about that. So with that, I would like to send it back to Suzanne.
Debbie, thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing your heart and for all the information you have on Pure. It is really, truly a fantastic product, and we are blessed to have it amongst our other fantastic products. Now we're going to hear about leverage, which I just spoke about with Rebel Brown, and we're so happy to have Rebel with us. Rebel, take it away.
Thanks, Suzanne. So let me get my slides up here. Hang on a minute. Let's make sure I share the slides and not something else. There we go. Now let me get it in slideshow mode, which it should have been in, but it's not. Here, hang on 1 minute. Play, play from start. There we go. You guys seeing a slide?
No, we're seeing all the slides.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So here, let me just, is it okay if I just do it this way, you guys, with the side? It doesn't want to share. So let me just do
Sure.
it. Is that okay? All right, so here
Sure.
we go. So I just want to talk about leverage as it relates to rain, because we rainmakers are so lucky. You know why? Because we are living in the perfect storm of leverage. From global trends to what's happening in markets, what's happening all over the world, what people want and desire, to rain and its amazing products, one of which Debbie just described before, right? All setting us up for breakout success. So first I want to talk to you about leveraging global trends, which are really, as a I did a lot of marketing and go to market and launch companies in tech. And what you want is you want to catch trends in the market that are what people want so that you can play into it. And that's exactly what we do get to leverage with Rain. All right. So let's talk about these trends. First, there's social entrepreneurship. And we all know it. We all see it. I mean, we see more and more entrepreneurs who are building businesses that contribute to humanity, to our health, to our kids, to the planet, right? We're getting more and more of those. Then we have people about healthy lifestyles. I mean, I don't know about you, but I think we're all realizing that our food and the toxins in our world are making us sick, right? Not to mention that in this unbelievably digital, fast-paced economy, we're stressed. That causes us to lose our peace of mind and our health. And we're looking for solutions because I don't know if you're like me, but I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. That's a huge trend. Then you have the idea that, I don't know about you guys, but Gen Z and Gen Y, I give my hat to them, man, because they are not stepping onto the merry-go-round of working their tails off to make money for somebody else. They are looking for side gigs. And so are a lot of us boomers now, because we're watching them, right? We want to be able to do what we love and offer it on our own terms, but we also want to be able to have a life, which I didn't have for 30 years working in high tech. And let me tell you what, there's a big opportunity here to give people that, and people are ready for it because we're all sick of working for the corporations. And finally, we have social media, right? Whether you love it or you hate it, and I go back and forth, it's a powerful and easy way to reach out and connect with so many people. So look at these trends, right? We play into that. Then we have the idea, so, here it is, it's a gig business, right? And the value of a gig business is different to everybody, but to most of us, it gets better because we get to take advantage of this storm that we have around us of all of these things that are coming in global trends to work the way we really want to work. No more 9 to 5. No more, oh my God, I gotta get dressed and go to the office. No more limitations of how much we can make based on how many hours we work. Or that salary cap that was created by somebody often in an analytics firm that doesn't even know what we do. Why should they have the power? We can have the power with our own gig business. With Rain, we set our own hours. We decide who we want on our teams. And I have to tell you, I have had the best time catching up with people I haven't spoken to for 20 years. One of my first associates is a dear friend of mine that I worked with 20 years ago at a client, and I found her and we are having a blast, right? I get to work with people I want, not, the other people out there. We can earn more income than we would ever make on our own, thanks to leverage. And we're going to talk more about that. And you know what? What's best of all to me, and this is me, is we create our success by empowering others to be successful. Now, I don't know about you, but that's my dream right there. And guess what? It gets better. It gets better because we get rewards on top of earnings, right? We get things like trips all over the world to meet our Rain family, to learn from each other, to celebrate each other and what we're doing and what we're building together. All because we get to live our dream life, right? Now, if that's not enough opportunity, there's even more. You get to earn while you sleep. I said it last week and I'll say it again. You earn while you snore, right? You're earning 24/7, which means while you're sleeping away the night, your global team members are out there rainmaking and you're earning money from their success. Now, I don't know about you, but that for me, that beats worrying about everything in the middle of the night, waking up at 2 a.m. worrying about the job, the project, that jerk that I have to deal with tomorrow, the bills, what the heck I'm going to do with my life because I'm working 80 hours a week, right? Wouldn't it be nice to sleep through the night and know somebody else is working for you? Then there's the piece that really makes me feel good. And I have wanted to do this, and I've done this on the side my whole life. As an entrepreneur, I created my own life for 30 years. But the only people I helped were the wealthy VCs and the execs that I fueled. I built their businesses and they made the money. And it wasn't to help the humanity. It wasn't to help people. It was to make money, right? I mean, tech's great, but let's face it, it's not the same as changing people's lives. So now I get to help normal people address issues that matter to all of us, right? Our health, our nutrition, our finances, the chance to spend time with the people you love and with your kids instead of at the office. And we all get that with no more 9 to 5. Best of all, we get leverage, sweet leverage. Now, what's leverage? Well, we all know that leverage is something we use to get more power, like when you leverage something to raise something you can't do, right? It's the same with rain, but in rain terms, leverage gives us the power to significantly increase our income and our business growth by leveraging the energy and the time of our teams. So let's dive into how that works, okay? So hang on a minute. Let's talk about this. So leverage helps you multiply your efforts without just working more hours, right? So you earn more income without giving up your life. Now, these are all titans of industry, right? We all know who they are. Do you think any of these people make money based on how many hours they work? No, they don't. They all have that in common. They all earn their incomes by leveraging others to grow their own revenue. And we can all be the same. Every one of these famous people harnessed the power of leverage, from entertainment to books to product sales. I helped Steve Jobs create many products, including that little iPhone that you may be carrying around. Let me tell you what, Steve understood the power of leverage. To take his children, that's what they were. His products were his kids, to spread them all over the world. And if you think he thought he could do it, think again, because he knew better. He knew he couldn't do it. He found people who were well qualified to leverage to grow his business. And you can too. So imagine being able to work for yourself. I was so proud to own my own business. I started my business in 1991. And you know what? I was so proud, but guess what? I ended up working 80 to 100 hours a week for a monthly retainer, right? This many hours for a monthly retainer that was designed for this many hours. That's called reverse leverage. And I didn't even realize it for decades because I was having so much fun and I was charmed, right? But now I do. And Rain taught me, and Randy Gage taught me about leverage. So let's talk about what Rain leverage looks like, okay? So now let's say you work 15 hours a week for Rain, all right? You can only do so much activity, and so you can earn so much income. Now let's say you get 2 associates working with you and they each work 15 hours a week. Guess what? Now you have 45 hours a week earning income for you. But it gets even better. You now have 6 people plus yourself. That's 105 hours a week that's earning for you and you and you and you and you 15 times, right? You teach your teams, they contribute their time, and everyone earns more than they would by themselves. They continue to teach their teams, the hours expand, and everyone earns more and more. It's the perfect model for the perfect storm of rain. And yes, I keep saying it can't get any better, but guess what? It does. It just keeps coming. The rain comp model offers 9 ways to earn 9, right? Now, the first row you see up there is how you kind of make money individually. Not kind of, it's how you do it, all right? So the first row, customer rewards. That's another name for commission on revenue, all right? You have fast start commissions when you do things that the company wants. You have a partner bonus when you make partner, which is based on, you know, how much revenue, how much you're selling. Senior partner bonus, same thing. And that, you know, they just keep going up. All right. But then, and this is the cool part, you guys, right? There are pools that the company offers that have to do with the company growth and other advantages. So the bonus pools are designed that they share the company's earnings and its growth. So everyone has the opportunity to make more money and earn bonuses as we help Rain grow. They reward us for that growth. The team commissions mean that you earn on your team's volume as well as your own. So the better you lead your team and train them, the more you all earn, right? And then there's my favorite one, and I love this. I can hardly wait to get the chance to get to this. It's called generational matching. Remember when we were talking about adding hours so you could have 2 people and then they could each have 2 people? Generational matching means that you can earn 7 generations down. So your people, their people, their people, their people, their da, 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 right? Who are delivering a volume of products and you earn from them. You can potentially go to hundreds of rainmakers that you can leverage to earn. Where else can you do that? You can't. There's nowhere else you're going to find the ability to do that. All right. It is a rainmaker special and we all are enjoying it. So let me just summarize here. After killing myself for decades, and I do mean killing myself, to make executives and investors, and I don't even want to tell you the jerks I worked for, a lot of money. I'm talking billions. I'm thrilled to be a rainmaker for Rain instead. The products changed my life and my health. I love the people here. I love the company, and I surely do love leverage. And you know what? I bet you will too. Back to you, Suzanne.
Thank you, Revel. Oh, such good information for everyone. And I want you to know that you can find this on YouTube afterwards so that if you need a little recap or to hear a little bit, a second time what everything was said tonight, you can catch it on YouTube. Thank you so much, leaders. We're going to go to some testimonials now. We're going to start out with Dale, Sharon, and then Vernon. But what's so great about these testimonials? These are regular people just like you and me, and they're just going to share their personal feelings about the product and or the business. So Dale, go ahead.
Thank you so very much. Can you hear me? Good. I almost forgot to turn my volume on. But guys, anyway, I just want to share a little bit about my name is Dale Goebel. I'm from down the Houston, Texas area. And, I've been in the horse business all my life. I grew up showing, training horses. And from that, I went into the hat and saddle and tack business and just realized, I got to travel all over the United States, got to go a lot of places, meet a lot of people, do a lot of things. I've had a really fun life. And then from that all, you start looking for things to do. And I realized, being in the saddle and tack business, being in the horse business, guess what? The only time I made income from that was when I was there, when I was doing all the labor. And, I started kind of looking and I got introduced to this business called Seed Nutrition, Rain International. And I looked at it and I looked at it and looked at it and realized, there's a little bit of a challenge there that helps, or there's something there that helps fix a challenge for me in that I don't have to be working all the time. And that challenge is it leveraged things into other people doing things while I was asleep, as you heard earlier. So that challenge really kind of just worked its way around. And I looked into it. I'm like, I've always been a serial entrepreneur. I've always looked to do things a little outside of the box. And Rain fit that program, because it gave me options of doing things working from a laptop, which I'm not real good at, but I'm figuring it out. But I don't have to work. I don't have to show up at the barn and be there 8 to 12 hours a day. I don't have to be at a trade show from 8 o'clock in the morning until midnight at night for 21 straight days. I can live a normal life of being behind a computer for a couple hours a day or talking to a few people on the phone, and I'm done. And like they said earlier, when I'm putting my head down to bed, others are waking up. And so it just showed me a different way of business that I truly enjoyed for almost 8 years now and have loved it. So with that being said, I am rain now. And so, Sharon, over to you.
Hi, Dale. Hi, everyone. I'm Sharon Bradley, and I'm from the Houston, Texas area. I am a retired former principal for about 27 years in the education business. Of course, I enjoyed being principal, but I can honestly tell you, being a principal of a public school is a 24/7 job. And if you ask me, how is that? Well, if you really think about it, parents are calling you, teachers are calling you, staff have your number. There's always a concern or an issue with the school, with the building. It could be midnight and I need to go up to that school. And I probably would have kept on that track had my husband not needed a healthy lifestyle change. And with that healthy lifestyle change, we really were looking to help with his immune system. And we looked around and we found Rain. And I will be honest, I called Dale. I realized he was into seed nutrition. And my husband and I got on a phone call with him, and we both liked it. And we both began taking it. We both felt better. I can tell you, after a few years of this, of my husband trying it, and of course, me now getting into it, Rain not only allows me more time and leverage, but I'm spending time with my family I wouldn't have otherwise. We went to Europe this summer. I'm able to spend that time that as a principal, I couldn't have done. It allows me to bring in a side income and to travel without the stress of being in a full-time job. And I love that. I am Rain. Over to you, Vernon.
Thank you, Sharon. Appreciate you so very much. I'm Vernon Connor, by the way, from Amarillo, Texas. That's up northern Texas, up there in the cold area. And I'm so excited about our future because all the things that we just got through hearing. But me being in the ministry at full time, it's a rewarding opportunity, but not so much financially. Thanks to seed nutrition, Rain found me. And now with a leveraging system, as you've already heard from all the speakers before me, that's second to none. With the Rain product, it's the right product with the right company, with the right compensation plan, and the right people. I am Rain 2.0. Back to you, Miss Suzanne.
Thank you. Thank you, Vernon. Thank you, Dale. Thank you, Sharon. I love what you just said, Vernon. I love the fact that the people, it's so rewarding to meet people not only here in the United States and North America, but South America, Europe, all around the world, and we become close. We're a family. So thank you so much for your testimonials and for just being here tonight and being fantastic leaders and fantastic examples. Now, the next presenter I happen to know pretty well. It's coming up on 40 years, but this is my husband, Triple Diamond Paul Ingeman, and he is going to be talking about leadership, which he does really well. He even tries to push me around every now and again, but no, it's not true. It's not true. But Paul,
I'll switch seats
okay,
with you. How's
okay.
that? Okay. Hey guys. Oh my goodness. Well, it's fun to be here. Okay, well, last week Randy did such an amazing job on the leadership segment and talked about some principles that are really important, and I just kind of want to reinforce some of those. Some of you may have seen this presentation before. It bears repeating. Okay, so let me share my screen with you. All right, hope you can see that there. Okay, well, guys, this is a business of duplication. That's how you get the freedom that we've all been talking about. And so it really is a monkey see, monkey do business, network marketing is. So, but with that duplication comes the freedom that we've talked about. And so, when you start off in the business, it's all you. You are 100%, you're the chief monkey, okay? And then somebody else joins your business, and then you're half the effort in your team. Now, I want to go back because I want to show you something. You see where that red box is around? At the beginning, you're going to spend more time and make less money, but then as people join your business, as you become a half of the effort, a third, a sixth, a tenth, 1/100th. I have built teams. I've been in network marketing now for 20 years. I've only been in 2 companies, and I've been with Rain since 2016. And I've built teams with tens of thousands of people in them. Um, I'm not magic. Duplication is magic. Okay. That's what I want you to grasp. Because once you have it, do you see how the relationship between time and money changes when you're on the other end of that? Then you can spend less time and make more money. The problem is most people quit there, right around where they're going, gosh, I'm spending some time and not making as much money. It's because they haven't gotten the duplication yet. And we're going to talk about that. It's very important that you get the duplication because you don't want this to be a business where you just bought yourself another job and you're doing everything yourself and you're wearing yourself out to be, an exhausted little monkey. So we want to get duplication. How do we get duplication? Well, here's the good news and the bad news. The good news is duplication is already happening. The bad news is duplication is already happening. What are you duplicating? Because some things you don't want to duplicate and others you do. But duplication absolutely begins with you because your team is watching you. People are watching you. This is a volunteer army. We can't force anyone to do any particular thing, but we can teach the right principles, and then it's up to them to follow. One time I was sitting in a meeting, this was years ago, and I had a big team there, and I walked in and I thought, Guy, there's just not very many people here. It's a lot of distributors. Why aren't they bringing more people to this meeting? And then I thought, did did I bring a person to this meeting? I don't think I did. I don't think I've got any room to talk. So they were like me. I had to do a better job of leading by example. So a good question to ask yourself when it comes to what are you duplicating? What if everybody thought what I'm thinking? What if everybody did what I'm doing? That is a way to keep yourself really honest about what's duplicating in your team. And if this is what your actions are, that's what you'll duplicate. And I got to tell you, there is no CV in TV. And the result will be kind of like that, a little sad little result. On the other hand, if you're doing the activity, if you're reaching out, if you're talking to people, well, then that's what's going to duplicate. And that's going to be a very, very different result. So your goal is to build a team with the right kind of duplication. So what behaviors, attitudes, activities do we want to duplicate? We're going to talk about that. First thing is the right mindset. Okay. If people will dance to the music that you provide, and this is where, every morning I've got to get up and say, it's day one. It's day one in my business. I've got energy, I have enthusiasm, I have forward momentum. And so that's what I want my team to see. If I've got a great attitude, if I have a positive attitude, if my belief is that my future is, you got to see the end. You have to keep working towards that end and you can't let anything get in between it. But if my belief is right, then that's going to spark action. Sharing, talking, doing the business, and that will spark results. If on the other hand, I'm thinking, oh, well, this works for some people, probably not for me, but it's those special people that it worked for. Well, then you're not going to take any action and your results are not going to be very good. So we don't want that. When we have a negative mindset, basically every little minor challenge will turn into a distraction, and distractions kill growth. So we just don't want it to devolve into, a complain fest. And, it's the difference between an employee mindset and a business owner mindset, an entrepreneur mindset. Sometimes employees are just looking for somebody else to solve the problem for them. Business owners, entrepreneurs find a way over, around, under, or through whatever it is that they're confronting. And that's how you get to be, a diamond like, Bobo the monkey here, who is a diamond elite. Okay. Sometimes people are really afraid of the word failure and they think they need to avoid failure at all costs. They think maybe failure is that way and success is the other way. I got news for you. Failure and success lie in the exact same direction. You got to get through failure to get to success. If you're not succeeding fast enough, it's because you're not failing fast enough. You just have to do those activities and stay in the flow and not get too married to results. Just marry the process at first and keep doing it. Have you ever, there really aren't any born pessimists. Have you ever watched little kids play? I think that maybe, yeah. If you watch little children playing, their imaginations are just, they're unstoppable. I mean, they're having tea parties with no tea and mud cookies, I mean, they have this vision that's just unstoppable and this energy. And then life, pardon me, maybe a little pure. Then life starts happening to them and they start drawing other conclusions about life, and maybe that's happened to some of us. So, what I suggest if you're in that space, every day you got to put good stuff in. You can't just say, don't think about a pink elephant, because that's the first thing you'll think about. But if you put other input in, then, that attitude starts to change and the universe responds when you are growing and feeding that positive mindset. So the other thing I want to duplicate, and that I hope that you're grasping from all of this and seeing all these wonderful testimonials and seeing what it is that we have to offer, but you need to have confidence in what it is that we have to offer, both from a health standpoint and from very especially from a business standpoint. We're living in a world that needs this desperately right now. Randy did a really great job last week about talking about the challenges of Generation X and Z and how, it's a very different world for them than it was for us boomers economically, and people really do need a second stream of income, another opportunity, a better way of achieving freedom. So, every morning at 6 a.m., alarm clocks are going off all over this world and people are swearing at them. And then they they scrape themselves off the mattress. They get under some hot water to get the eye crusties out, and they're slamming their coffee and running out the door to get into that tin can to drive to that, to that job where they're going to work with people they may or may not like, you know, and then afterwards, after spending 8 to 12 hours doing that, they're going to hop back in the tuna can to drive back, to go through the traffic again. Maybe on the way home, they pick up a 6-pack of beer and a pizza so they can watch TV and forget their crappy life until all of a sudden, boom, it's another day. And guess what's happening again? Rinse and repeat. People want to escape that. They want what we've got. So you got to have that confidence. You offer the solution. You offer good health. You offer freedom. So if you've got that confidence, your team will have that confidence. That is also duplication. Now, this is probably the most important thing that I can share with you about this whole presentation. You got to duplicate the system. I'll tell you a quick story. I'm trying not to take up too much time, but when I first got into network marketing, I started a meeting. This was years ago. People, we started out with like maybe 7 people. And it was every week on Wednesday, and I was always the presenter, and it grew and it grew. And all of a sudden, I mean, pretty soon I had 300 people coming to this meeting. Here was the problem. It was all about me. I was dancing as fast as I could. I thought I had to change it every week. I thought I had to be funny. I thought I had to, put on a show. And you know what? It grew. My business grew every Wednesday and on no other day, because everybody was looking at me and going, well, that's the Paul. We got to bring people to watch Paul do his dance. I can't do Paul's dance, but I'll bring people to watch Paul do his dance. So what I created was the Church of Paul, which met every Wednesday evening at 7 o'clock. But I was not really creating duplication. It was a really big aha moment when I realized I I can still be me. I can still be fun. But I need to use a system so that people watching it don't draw the conclusion that I have to be Paul. I just have to do what Paul did, and it was easy what Paul did. There were just some steps, and I watched him do it, and I could do that. So, we got to work with, exposing people to the product and the business through tools, following up with an upline, uh, plugging people into, meetings like this, the Be the Breakthrough presentation. So we can talk a little bit more about that, but use the system. And I got to tell you, we have a really great system. There are so many companies that just don't have one. And they talk about using the system and they don't have one. People look at our system and they're just ragingly jealous that we've got that. So it's, step one, step two, step three, repeat. Step one, step two, step three, repeat. Make it simple and use the system and let your team see that and duplicate that, because it's not about how talented or smart you are. Just like I said, you might have your special little monkey dance that you do and people respond to your monkey dance. But what if you stopped? Not everybody is the same kind of monkey as you. Some people are just not wired the same way. Okay. So use the system. Randy talked a little bit about this last week too. The question is, there's all kinds of things that you can do that might attract people to your business, but you want to stay away from the special monkey dance. The question is not, does it work? Because there's a lot of things that would work, but does it duplicate? I'll give you a quick example. In my previous business, I brought in this guy that he owned hotels. He was already a multimillionaire. He's a very successful person. He caught the vision of it. And he started buying billboards up and down the freeway. And I mean, I was young in network marketing. I didn't know that I should have thrown myself in front of that bus and said, don't do that. It worked for him. He got people in the business. But what was he going to tell the next person? Okay, here's your duplication model. You got 50 grand to go buy some billboards on the free. Oh, you don't? Oh, well, then I guess you can't do the business. No, that's not what we want. So it worked, but it would never duplicate. Systems duplicate. So that's the question. Does it duplicate? If you look at McDonald's, man, that's a business that's run by teenagers. And it's a multi-billion dollar business. How is that possible? They have a nailed down system. They teach everybody, anybody can do it. And that's why McDonald's is such a successful franchise. Well, I mean, we have a system. So we're going to use the tools. If your mouth is moving, your finger should be pointing to a tool so that people don't think I have to be an expert to do this. All I have to do is point to something where an expert wrote something, okay? Or where somebody's talking in a video, and anybody can do that. So just know, your new person in your business, they're watching everything that you do, and they are concluding that what you just did is how to do the business. Make sure that you're modeling the proper things. Make sure that you're doing what you want duplicated. Another thing that I like to talk about is posture. You want to duplicate the right posture. So have you ever noticed, and I'm not talking about how you stand, I'm talking about how you approach people. Have you ever noticed that if somebody kind of comes in, if they lean in like this, what do? You lean back, right? If somebody leans back, you lean forward. And so when I'm approaching people, I always want to have sort of a leaned back confidence. And I might call somebody and say, hey, Bob, it's Paul. Am I catching you at a bad time? Listen, I have come across something that I've just found so exciting. And I thought of you because of XYZ reason. Here's my lean back coming up right now. Bob, this may or may not be something for you, but knowing you, I think that you're really going to be as excited as I am. Is it okay if I send you a quick little video? Now, what I did by leaning back and saying, may or may not be something for you, but knowing you, I think you're going to love it, is I just gave Bob permission to relax, to not be thinking the minute that I start the conversation, oh crap, how do I tell Paul no? I'm going to hurt his feelings. No. I told Bob, you know what, I'm doing this with or without you, Bob. I've got this confidence about this. I'm super excited about it. I'm coming to you because I want to bless you. May or may not be something for you. Take a look. I really think you're going to love it. That's a leaned back posture. I'll tell you another quick story. I don't want to go too long, but this story always makes me laugh. Suzanne, my beautiful wife, when we were getting married, she was auditioning for the #1 television show on TV at the time. It was called Who's the Boss? And she walked in, it was going to be a 2-part episode. And she walked in, we were getting married the next week. And she walked in and told the people, listen, I'm so honored that you called me in. I want to read for you because I want you to know what it is that I do. But I got to tell you, there's like no way I can do this show. There's like no way because I'm getting married next week. Well, let me tell you something. She leaned back so far, they had to have her. They were, it's like, what can we pay you? What can we give you? So that to me is such a lesson. You know, if you've got a quiet confidence about what you've got and you're sharing it confidently, people are attracted to that. I hope that makes sense. You want to duplicate the proper time allocation. We got to be real. So, you know, we're here to support what it is that you want to create. If you want to create a small retail business, that's a different time allocation than if you want to create a worldwide business, you know, that brings you, you know, a lot of residual income. That's a different time allocation. You just have to understand kind of what you're getting into and be real about the time that you're spending in the business. And by that, I don't mean like, you know, sitting and checking your back office 50 times a day or scrolling through Instagram all day. I mean like doing the stuff. There's really only 2 activities. And if you teach people this and duplicate this, then your business will grow. The 2 money-making activities in our business are showing the product and showing the business. Show the product, show the business, show the product, show the business, and keep doing that. The fortune is in the show, and as many times as you do it with the proper tools. So, you know, you can do that by reaching out to people directly, by sending them a video using the app, by inviting somebody to a be the breakthrough presentation. Um, if you're doing that, if you're showing the product and showing the business properly using the tools and the formats that we provide, your business cannot help but grow. And you will duplicate and the result will be wonderful. Okay. So with time management, take a little time to plan your week to know, every Thursday we got this leadership academy at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. Every Saturday we've got the Be the Breakthrough presentation at 9 a.m. Mountain Time. Every 3rd Saturday, we have the Thunderstorm Saturday that you can invite people to. And, you know, if you're serious about your business, you need to show up. You need to be here. You need to be commenting. You need to be adding to the excitement so that your team sees you doing that. Because if they don't see you on it, they think they have permission to not be on it. So this is how we build the business and how we build that excitement. Plan your week. Duplicate the proper expectations and ratios. What I mean by that is when you're new in the business and you talk to 10 people, you just got to know maybe 2 will continue the conversation. Maybe 2 will join. As you pick up skills, that ratio could grow. But just know that if you stay in the process and you keep doing it, that you're going to attract the right people and it's going to grow. There's also kind of a ratio between showing the product and showing the business. And it kind of depends on the person that you're talking to. Sometimes you'll prejudge people and say, oh, they're going to be mostly interested in the product or they're going to be mostly interested in the business. And I'll tell you, 8 out of 10 times you're going to be wrong. You know, you might present somebody the product and they'll go, but tell me about the business, or vice versa. So when you approach somebody with the product first, that's called a bottom-up approach. Nothing wrong with that, but it takes a little bit more time to build a business that way. You know, it needs to percolate. They need to get on the product and start using it and then go, wow, this is really great. And I wonder if this could be a business for me. So that takes a little bit more time. And here's the thing, if you're just talking about the product, you know, this helped my weight or this helped me in this way or that way, or I don't have any more wrinkles, blah, blah, better mood, whatever. And then you just want to go over all the science and talk about, let me tell you about all this science. Well, if that's your approach, then you might wind up going to your upline and going, gosh, nobody wants to do the business. The question is, did you talk about business? Okay. So we definitely need to talk about business. And when you talk about product, if you're more kind of comfortable doing that, you can frame it in terms of the business too. You can say, now that you've seen this and now that it's helped you, can you imagine how many more people are looking for what you just found? And these are exclusive products. They're patented. This market is enormous. Are you kind of seeing the financial opportunity that you could have here? You got to talk about business to create business. So the business-centered approach, this sometimes called a top-down approach, that's where I'm directly calling somebody and saying, hey, Bob, I thought of you because I know you keep your ear to the ground for opportunities outside of your chiropractic business. And boy, have I found something. That's a business approach. And to grow really fast at the fastest pace, you need to find some of those generals that are going to catch your same business vision so that they can also, help you lead the efforts of the foot soldiers. Okay, so it requires the same effort to do that. To sponsor a general or to sponsor a customer, it really is the same effort. It's just that your focus is a little bit different. And you're talking to business people about business things and purposely focusing on business-minded leader types. So you personally need to find your leadership pack mindset yourself and recruit up. And this is something that people are afraid of. When it comes to duplication, a lot of times people, they're afraid to talk to their most successful, busiest friends. And I got to tell you, those are the people, if they're successful and they're busy, trust me, they know how to manage time. And when you show that they're successful for a reason because they recognize opportunity, don't be afraid to talk to those people. Those are the first people that you should be talking to. So you want to recruit up. Now, sometimes that's a challenge because there's a little fear that enters it. If I were to ask the average person to rate themselves on a scale of, let's say 1 to 10, most people would say, oh, I think I'm a solid 7, 8, So starting out, if I'm rating myself a 7 or 8, if I want to just stay in my comfort zone, if I don't want to challenge myself, I'm going to go approach my 5s and 6s. Okay. So everyone's considering themselves a 7 or an 8. They're going to go approach their 5s and 6s. Well, guess what those 5s and 6s believe about themselves? They think they're a 7 or 8. Okay. They're going to go approach their 5s and 6s, which are your 4s and 5s. And it's just going to keep devolving that way unless you're recruiting up. And pretty soon you're going to be doing a Be the Breakthrough presentation at your local penitentiary. Okay. So we don't want to keep recruiting down. We want to recruit up. Okay. So the people that we're looking for, these are the qualities we want. We want people with good self-esteem that are goal-oriented. People with good self-esteem aren't going to just wilt the first time somebody says no. We want people that are entrepreneurial, that are problem solvers. They're assertive. They don't have to be aggressive, but they just assertive, that take responsibility for their own results. They know if it is to be, it's up to me. They're open to new opportunities. They're action takers. They're decisive. And they're determined. What we don't want is all the opposite of that on the other side. Okay, so this is a good little, if you want to take a snapshot of this, this is who you're looking for, guys. These are the people that you want to talk to. Okay, you want to duplicate the right kind of follow-up. You got to understand people require several touches. They're not just going to watch something and hop into your business. Could happen, usually doesn't, usually takes about 8 touches, to following up with people. So you have to stay in charge of that. And every time I have a conversation or give somebody something, I always say, hey, I know you're going to have a bunch of questions after you watch that. It's about a 6-minute video. And I want to answer your questions while they're freshly on your mind. Would it be okay if I gave you a quick call in 6 minutes just to answer your questions? See, I'm in charge of when I get back. If I just give it to them and say, hey, call me if you're interested, guess who's never calling me? And not because they're not interested, it's just not important enough in their life yet. So we have to help them get there. And so following up is just an urgent thing. The other thing is you want to duplicate painting the right picture. I talked about, approaching business people. Well, if I want to approach business people, I want to talk about business things and paint a business picture. So here are some of the things that I would talk about. First, our products are exclusive. You can't get this anywhere else. They're first to market, they're patented, and there's scientific verification behind this. This isn't something you're going to go find in your local store. Okay, so it's an exclusive opportunity. And when it's exclusive, that means that if you become a part of our team, it's exclusive for you too. It's a protected opportunity. I can talk about the growth of the company, the timing. We're going from small to big. It's a minimum startup risk. I mean, when was the last time you could start an international multi-million-dollar business for $1,000? Or, I mean, I mean, that's a big pack, right? Or $500, or what is it, $300 for the retail pack? When can you start an international business for that? You can't anywhere else. So it's a minimum startup. Worst thing that could happen is you get a little bit healthier and you eat some great product. So nobody's going to get hurt here. But we have unlimited expansion and global reach. I mean, we're in what, 45 countries? We're going from small to big. You want to hop on, well, it's small, so you can grow with the company. And this is a business where you create leverage. Work once, get paid over and over and over again, as we've discussed. These are things we want to talk about when we're duplicating a business approach. There's no set hours. Do you want freedom? Do you want to be able to work from wherever you want to work from? This 24/7 I am earning. When I'm asleep here, people in Norway are buying product. So, it's global reach. It's a win-win business model. I love this business model. Rebel, you talked about that corporate grind. Well, hey, if you're the new person in the department, nobody goes, "Oh, yay, Rebel's here. Let's help her get a promotion." That doesn't happen, right? But in our business, because Rebel is, a new person in the business, then we're going to come to her and say, Rebel, we're going to lock arms with you. Your success is our success. I can't be successful unless you're successful. That is something I just love about this business, and I think it's the most moral business model on earth. Also, talking to business people, you can tell them there are tax savings here. You can paint that picture. You don't have any employees. You don't have any buildings to maintain. You don't have any liability. You don't have to do the bookkeeping. There's no traditional overhead, but you can still have an international business that creates leverage. Another thing you want to duplicate, as I said, this is a monkey see, monkey do business. How many packages do we have? We have 3 packages, right? We've got the retailer pack, we've got the builder pack, and we have the leadership pack. Well, if you want to duplicate with leadership packs, guess which pack you need to choose? The leadership pack. Because when you do that, and that's the first question they're going to ask you. I see you have 3 options. Which one did you do? Well, I started with a leadership pack. Oh, okay, I will too, because they feel safe doing that. So here's, this is why I chose a leadership pack, because it's enough product for sampling. It's enough product to have product at meetings if I'm doing them. It's enough product for me to rotate. Like if I sponsor somebody, Utah's a different example because they can march down to the office. It's 5 minutes away from here. But if you're in Texas and you're doing meetings and you enroll somebody, if you've got product on hand that you can hand them and say, start using this now, start sampling this now, and then when your product comes, replace my product, that shortens the duplication time. That's another reason to start with a leadership pack. Also, you got to use all the products so that you know all the products. If you pick a favorite product and all you consume is your favorite product, well, you're building a business. You're creating consumption of product out there. That would be like me opening a men's clothing store and only stocking size 42 long blazers because that's my size. Like, that's not going to work, right? So you got to use all the products. Now, when a person spends a little more money getting into the business, it changes their psychology a little bit. I never want to endanger somebody and encourage them to do something that will hurt their finances, like make them struggle, they can't pay their. Don't do that. But hey, if you can stretch a little and get the bigger pack or the biggest pack, you think about the business differently. It encourages them to treat their business as a business, and they'll duplicate with those packages because the people they're talking to will ask them, which one did you do? So you also want to duplicate the proper product consumption. Don't be stingy with products. Set the standard. Buy from yourself. If we make a product, don't you dare buy a probiotic somewhere else, or a protein somewhere else, or a beet product somewhere else, or a green product. Buy from yourself and buy a lot. it a a mindset of what's the word I'm looking for? Abundance is a mindset that is infectious, and the universe will sense it also, and it will come to play and support your efforts. I promise you that. Don't be stingy with samples. You got to cast your bread on the waters for it to come back, and don't cry poor and cut back. Don't do the minimum. The minimum order is 50 points. If you do the minimum order, great. Your your volume is not going to flush, but you're also not eligible for the second level of the first start bonus because you did the minimum. I don't know anyone who ever created a great business with a minimum, doing a minimum effort. Doesn't happen. So set the standard yourself with a proper, consumption, and then duplicate doing the right thing. This is a moral business, and we have to act morally. And trust me, people will come to you and they'll say, I'm on so-and-so's team, but I don't really like it, and I would really like to switch to your team, and blah, blah. If they're willing to do that with you, they're willing to do that to you later. Always make the right moral choice. Ask yourself, would I feel good if somebody did this to me? Honestly, that's the best question to ask. So listen, if you apply those principles, you are going to create duplication, you are going to get leverage, and it's going to be a very improved financial picture for you. And you'll be on the stage just like this Diamond Elite right here, and your team will see you succeeding. That's a big deal. Now, when people see you succeed, when they see you doing the meetings, when they see you sampling the product, when they see your activity level, and then they see your success, they want that. The speed of the team is the speed of the leader. And so they will do the things that they watched you do because you're getting those results yourself. You can imagine what could happen next. That's what rain can provide. So let's go out. Let's make it rain. I'm Paul Ingeman, and I am Rain. I'm going to stop the share here. Let me see. So Suzanne and I want to thank you very, very much for attending this Leadership Academy here tonight.
Thank you to all of you. Your contributions were so important. They were passionate. I hope everyone out there felt our hearts and our sense of family and community. And 1, 2, 3, let's make it rain.
Now, if you're somebody that's been watching this, kind of peeking behind the curtain tonight, hey, don't let grass grow under your feet. Honestly, you see the support that you get here. Timing is really, really, really important. Do you remember back in the Stone Age when we all used to line up at the movies? We couldn't buy our tickets beforehand. We'd actually go to the theater and stand in line. Well, you didn't get a portion of the ticket prices that were sold after you were in line. In this business model, you do. Once you're in that line and people start coming in after you, that affects your business and your income. So don't let any grass grow under your feet. Lock in your position. Get back to the person who told you about this. Let them assist you in the application process. It literally takes a couple of minutes. All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Have a great evening. Let's make it rain. Bye. Thanks, everyone.